organizations of all sizes need to be much more educated and informed about the impact of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning, and the impact of all of what we call technology forces. It's not just one or the other. It's a very interesting moment we are living. We talk about at least 9 technology forces: artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, IoT, augmented reality, virtual reality. We talk about accelerators. We talk about robots. We talk about the continuum from the edge to the core to the cloud. We talk about 5G, blockchain, and quantum computing. And organizations actually need to understand the impact that those technologies can bring to their business and embrace change, embrace transformation, embrace complexity.
But there's a lot of things you're mentioning there. How should a business sort of navigate this digital landscape? What should one do first, or?
Well, we recommend, when we may have a biased view here, that they should look for the right technology partner, and the best technology partner out there is Dell Technologies, that will help them understand those technologies and actually prioritize which technologies have the most impact to their businesses, which ones they should embrace first, and how to get started. And it really depends on the industry that you are at. So if you are a retail company, for example, and the biggest challenge that you have is actually reaching the customer segment that can most benefit from your business, then you require a lot of effort to understand what is my market segment, what are the characteristics, what makes customers actually come back and not. So you may be able to do and focus on a lot of sentiment analysis, a lot of segment analysis, and so on. At the same time, if you are retail and you actually have a lot of refrigerated items that are very sensitive to the temperature, be fruits as well that may not support a hot temperature, then maybe you want to do a cold chain IoT-enabled system, and you may want to implement that and put that in place to make sure that the food has the best temperature at the best time, at the best use of energy, right? At the same time, if you are, let's say, a healthcare, and the biggest concern that you have is around making sure that customers or patients don't actually come as often to the hospital, but they actually have a good quality of life at home, then you want to focus on the wearables. You want to focus on actually understanding vital signs from a remote perspective, reminding patients of taking the medication, knowing how they are feeling, and providing a lot of personal care to them, even remotely.
You talk about healthcare there, and now we have an aging population. How should we go about to tackle that challenge?
Dell Technologies' mission is to drive human progress. And one of the aspects that we actually look at very carefully is on the aging population, the challenges of the aging population. First of all, we believe it is a blessing that the expected life is actually getting longer and longer. And we do everything we can to actually make sure it keeps on increasing. So we do a lot of work on genomics. We do a lot of work with life sciences companies to actually enable progress in extending human lives. But it actually comes with a lot of challenges. Often robotics and AI have a negative connotation when it comes to caring for the elderly, because we actually believe that we humans should care for other humans alone. And sometimes the question is it sustainable? Can we all do? Especially when you look at the aging population that is now experiencing diseases that we don't understand, like Alzheimer and Parkinson and other forms of quality of life deteriorating diseases that are very, very hard to care for. And we want to ensure that those patients get the maximum care, that they get the maximum attention and love, far and foremost love. So we have to make it sustainable, not only for the patients, but for the people that love and care for the patients. And we believe that a true partnership between humans and machines robots can actually achieve the balance. We are not talking about robots replacing the presence of a family member, but robots actually making viable that family members can feel as if they are by the side of the patient 24/7 without necessarily requiring that they are physically there, that they too have the opportunity to work and care for other family members and be active and comfortable in that example. So one of the topics that we investigate a lot is, for example, you have nurses, very qualified nurses in other countries such as Malaysia, and that don't necessarily want to move to the United States or to Japan or to other places that required more help, especially because of the language. They don't want to be far away from the family. And but at the same time, because of the time difference, they could be truly awake while the families are at sleep. In other countries because of the time zone difference. So when an elderly wakes up or a patient wakes up in the middle of the night, those nurses could be actually very attentive and provide care by remotely managing a robot that could be near the patient and help the patient actually get up and then wake up the family members to provide more of an immediate care. So we actually believe that there should be a balance, there should be a partnership between human and machines, and we are at the forefront of it.
Yeah. Well, very interesting, Patricia Florissi. Thank you very much for your time.
No, thank you. It's a pleasure being here today. Thank you.